Hello guys and welcome back to Ollie's on the Ball. So today, this is a gather round video. So yeah, it's just like, where could gather round be if it wasn't in South Australia? So given it's gather round this weekend, it kind of makes sense to do a gather round video. And I guess let's get into it. So first one is Tasmania. Now this is a bit of a out there one. I really only put this in there because I'm Tasmanian, so it kind of makes sense to put it in there. So first venue, UTAS Stadium, capacity of 19,500, hosted 88 AFL games before, so it kind of makes sense to be in there. It is a 2-hour drive from Hobart, so it would be a bit annoying playing up there, but still, I reckon it deserves to be in there. Second venue is Blundstone Arena, capacity 20,000, AFL games played 36. Well, this is the biggest ground in the state, so of course it's going to be there in the capital city and host AFL like 4 games a year, same as UTAS, so it makes sense to be used. So UTAS and Blundstone will be the 2 main grounds in Hobart. And then Kingston Twin Ovals, capacity 7,000. You could add temporary stands on the bank, so you could get it up to like 10,000 plus, and it has hosted pre-season before, so it is AFL standard ground, so you definitely could play a game or two there if they can play games at Mount Barker. Then you've got North Hobart Oval, capacity 10,000, games played 5, but not since 1992, so it has been a while. Now, I have put North Hobart in. You could substitute it for Dial Park, which is AFL standard ground in Penguin, the northwest of Tasmania, with a capacity of 3,000, but you could have temporary stands all the way around, so similar to Mount Barker. Moving on to Western Australia. This has 3 venues. First one, Optus Stadium, obviously, capacity of 60,000, hosted 135 AFL games in its only 5 years, or like this is its 6th year of being an AFL venue, so it makes a lot of sense to be included. This is where like there'll be about 5 games played. Fremantle Oval has a capacity of 10,000. Games played, none, but there is AFLW being played there, so that you could play AFL there, especially for gather rounds. It's a bit like Norwood Oval type ground. Then finally the WACA. Now you could have went with Mineral Resources Park, but the WACA, it's been turned back to footy. Waffle games have been played there in the last couple of years, so you could play AFL there. It's being renovated at the moment, so probably not for now. Anyway, gather rounds in Adelaide until like 2026. But capacity of 10,000, games played 72. But that was from, I think the Eagles played there from 1987 to 2000, and the Dockers played there from 1995 to 2000 as like a secondary home ground. Moving on to Queensland. So Queensland has 3 venues, starting off with Maroochydore Sports Complex, which is up on the Sunshine Coast, has a capacity of 5,000, so you could add temporary stands, push it up to 10,000, would be an okay venue. The Brisbane Lions AFLW side play quite a few of their games there, along with Brighton Homes Arena, so it definitely could host 1 or 2 games in gather round. Moving on to the Gabba. Gabba has a capacity of 42,000, so obviously it's going to be included. Home of the Lions, one of the best venues in the league, hosts footy every second week, so it will host majority of the games, 5 or 6 you would think. And then third one, Brighton Homes Arena, the newly built Brisbane training facility. So I reckon that could host games. It's hosted pre-season, it's hosted the AFLW Grand Final, so it could definitely host AFL 1 or 2 games in gather round. But I didn't include Metricon Stadium in this because I feel like Gold Coast is a bit far away and you don't need it. So that's why I didn't include Metricon. I don't think you could have a separate gather round for Gold Coast though, given there's not really any good footy grounds on the Gold Coast, given they're all NRL grounds. Moving on to the final state, New South Wales. The three venues, North Sydney Oval, now that's got a capacity of 10,000, has hosted AFLW before, and it definitely could host AFL, again similar to Norwood Oval and Fremantle Oval, good capacity, wouldn't usually host AFL games, but in gather round it would be fine. SCG, obviously 48,000, hosts, home of the Sydney Swans, host AFL. This again would host the majority of games, hosting 5 or 6. And then it probably could host like 3 or 4, and then Giant Stadium would probably have 3, and then North Sydney 2. Giant Stadium, obviously home of the Giants, got a lot of capacity, so it could definitely be used for gather round. But that's the 4 options I had. Most likely is probably Sydney or Brisbane, or WA, Tassie not so much. I didn't include Northern Territory. I don't think Alice Springs and Darwin are way too far away, which are their 2 main grounds, so that probably wouldn't be able to work in Canberra. They haven't really got anything apart from Manuka. Then Victoria, obviously, they could host gather round every week. They've got 3 AFL home team stadiums, Marvel, MCG and Geelong. But they could, I know it's about spreading footy, but they could do like a regional gather round, have it in like Geelong, Bendigo and Ballarat, like what they were going to do with the Commonwealth Games before they got cancelled. So, who knows, but thanks for watching this gather round theme video, and thanks for watching Ollie's on the Ball. Bye!